Hey, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM. If you're interested in sponsoring my show, you can send me an email to the Mike Wagner Show at gmail.com, or you could also donate to the podcast. Just go to the Donate Listen site, and you can also donate whatever you like. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. For those who are interested, Anchor can give you everything you need in one place for free, which you can use right from your phone or computer. We've got creation tools, allows you to record and edit podcasts so it sounds great, and they'll distribute the podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere. Spotify, Apple, Google, many more. And you can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. So download the Anchor app for free or go to Anchor FM to get started.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, iTunes, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Mike brings you great guests and interesting people from all across the globe. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another great episode of the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and Apple, along with Deezer, Stitcher, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device on your iPhone, smartphone, Android, or Alexa, and say, Alexa, play the Mike Wagner Show, and subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. We're here with a wonderful lady who was born and raised in Charlotte, North Carolina, now in Hollywood, California, and she just turned 22 and just has a great thing going. She's a dancer first, singer second, and venturing into something that's brand new she'll talk about in a little bit, and she's going to blow you away. She's been a dancer in many music videos. She's been showcased at events from Charlotte to Atlanta to Orlando, and of course on the West Coast. She traveled to the Virgin Islands to perform with Brayden Taylor and more, Dane Wise, and also training to be a dancer with one of the best in the business. And without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, live from sunny Hollywood, California, and just taking in all this wonderful time here, the next star of Hollywood, Kristen Schalk. Kristen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Anytime. So you've been a dancer and a singer for a while as well, too, and you're working on songwriting, and you're born and raised in Charlotte, and now in Hollywood, California. You're working with the Gore boys, Brayden Taylor, and you also worked with four-time Grammy winner Chuck Maldonado, and you're also a teacher at an entertainment academy in Charlotte that was back then, and you're basically just up and coming, and you just have a lot going on as well, too. And before we get into all that, tell us how I got started.
Yes, I do have a lot going on always, but I got started when I was 7 years old. My mom put me into dance lessons at a studio called Miss Donna's School Dance in Charlotte, and actually one of my friends, Olivia, went there, and her mom recommended it to us. So I started dancing there, and then the teachers, I was only 7, but the teachers, they can recognize, who has skills back then. So they told my mom that I should go to the main studio and be in competitive dance.
Wow.
So we went there, and then that's when I started really taking lessons there, and then did competitions, growing up until I was probably about 13 years old, and then I stopped going there just because of money, and I was in a private school at the time, so it was just trying to figure out, money-wise, what was the best option for me to continue dance or not. So then we actually met through another mutual friend, a man named Tom Hill, and he had a little small dance crew at the time, a hip hop dance crew of kids that he was training. His goal was to open a studio in Charlotte, North Carolina. But back then he was just training kids in his apartment gym. So I met up with him and I started doing some private dance lessons with him, and he was the one who really sparked my interest for hip hop at such a young age. So that's when I really started to become really into hip hop dance and grew a love for it. And then he eventually opened up a studio, and then as I became older, like around 15, 16, I started like teaching there at the summer camps, and then I started to have like a regular class teaching there, the little kids and sometimes the teenagers and even adults, hip hop. So, and then he would bring in LA choreographers and Atlanta choreographers that are really in the industry, and they would come in and teach us and train us a lot. So that's how I really grew into the dancer I am today, was at that studio, Fusion Force. And yeah, it's just expanded ever since. And then I went to college for dance, and then I really realized like this is something I want to continue and make a career into. So yeah, that's how I got started though.
Okay, and also you also got to be a singer a second as well too. And what was that one moment that influenced you to becoming a singer along with a dancer?
So I'd say I really was just singing to myself a lot. Like I would hum songs all the time, or like I enjoyed singing. I had a natural like ability to sing. I could tell, but I never thought that like I never had the confidence to be like, oh, like I want to be a singer. So it wasn't until like I was in the car with my mom, and I was just like singing along to Ariana Grande on the radio, and she noticed it, and she was like, wait, what? She was like, you have a really good voice, and she encouraged me, and we talked about it that I should start taking some vocal lessons, because why not? That way I can be a dancer and a singer. And I was also taking some acting lessons at the time. So she's like, no better than to be a triple threat. So.
and of course, you also have a triple threat as songwriting as well, too. And what's the one moment influenced you, not just a dancer, not just a singer, but also into songwriting?
Yeah, so I'd say songwriting, that actually sparked this year, because I realized, as a singer, I don't always want to be singing cover songs all the time. I want to be, creating my own work. And I made it a goal this year to really start to focus on songwriting more, and because eventually I want to have my own music out. And so this year I wrote a couple songs, my first couple songs, and I had the help of one of my friends that actually Bruce connected me with. Her name is Lana, and she goes by Lana Love, and she's a singer-songwriter, and I started taking vocal lessons with her. And that's when she really encouraged me and inspired me to start songwriting, and she helped me co-write my first song this year. So that was like awesome to be able to work with her, and she's amazing. She's an incredible singer and songwriter. So
that sounds amazing as well too. And do you feel like singing one of your songs right now, just a little bit of it? We'd like to hear what you got.
Sure. All right. It's this one's called Temporary Love. Focus on myself, that's when you came. Do you believe in miracles? Hey, I think we need each other now. Living in LA, not sure what the future holds, but I know one thing is for sure. You were put here for a reason. Even if it's for a season, who knows how long this will last. We got together so fast. Something about this feeling, we can't let it pass. That's just a little bit.
Wow, that is amazing. And Ariana Grande would say, thank you, next. Or we say, thank you, next song. But we'll get to that later as well, too, in 2020 when you write more songs as well, too. And we'll talk about some of your influence as well, too, and who you worked with. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can also check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, and more. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And can also listen to the Mike Wagner Show on your iPhone, smartphone, Android, and Alexa. Just tell Alexa, play the Mike Wagner Show. She'll be glad to do it for you. We're here with dancer, singer, and songwriter Kristen Schalk, originally from Charlotte, North Carolina, now in Hollywood, California. And she's worked with some of the many famous names in the business. Before we get to some of the names, who are some of your favorite artists, singers, and dancers growing up?
Growing up, growing up, I'd say I think Michael Jackson is a huge inspiration, dancing and singing wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I also love Sierra, female artist. She's amazing. And I love most of the names that I'm going to name are people that can, like, they're not just singers. They're like all around performers.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing.
And yeah, and that's like, what I'm working to be. So, Sierra's amazing, and Beyonce, Chris Brown. I love his music, and his dancing as well. He's an incredible performer. Those are just a few, but I also love like Ariana Grande, and those are just a few that I really like that are big performers.
Mm-hmm. And you also worked with Ken Stacy as well, too, who's part of Michael Jackson's This Is It, and also worked with Elton John as well, too. What's it like working with Ken Stacy?
He's incredible. He's, like I always say, he gets my voice, like, our lessons are insane. Like, he gets my voice sounding the best I could ever have it sound. And he just has a really good work ethic. It's more than just technique with him too. It's all about your mentally preparing yourself too, and just trying to block out any like negative thoughts that are coming in your brain that are like telling you, you can't do this or you're not good enough. It's really all about like focus and focusing on that sound.
Mm-hmm.
So he's been an amazing help for me. Honestly, he's helped me grow like I've never grown before. So
that's amazing too. And another the Michael Jackson connection is Drace Reed. He's a professionally renowned dancer who's toured with major pop artists. And what's it like working with Drace Reed?
Oh my gosh, that guy can dance. He is a powerhouse. He can pretty much kill any dance you throw at him, he can kill. And he also really, really taught me a lot. He taught me a lot about the industry and what to expect before I moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And he taught me just like about, not everything is rainbows and butterflies when you move out here. So you just got to watch out for yourself and, make sure people don't take advantage of you. And dancing wise, he just taught me to be a really strong performer too, and really put your all into like every move. Like, cause he's that type of dancer. Like when you watch him, he's always going to go full out, like no matter what type of style or dance it is. And I think that's something that I really like learned from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was big because he like was one of the most booked dancers of his time. Like he booked almost every like artists that he auditioned for, he would book.
Wow.
So it was crazy. He was with Christina Aguilera and Michael Jackson and just a lot of different names if you look him up.
And if you're asked to be on stage, whether it be like a singer or a dancer, or if you're asked to songwrite for somebody, who ideally would you like to sing and or dance and or songwrite for?
Ooh, right now I would love to dance for Tinashe. She's a female artist. She's also a really good dancer. Or Chris Brown's dancers are insane. They're amazing. I love watching them dance. And even Justin Bieber has dancers still like auditioning for him recently.
Wow.
That would be amazing. I know a lot of people that have been on that tour and like, you know, they love dancing for him. But honestly, I'm open to anyone really at this point. I just wanna get there. I just wanna be on stage, honestly. I'm not too picky when it comes to that, but those are just a few that like I would love. Also another one would be Danny Lay. She's a huge inspiration for me because she started as a dancer. She was big in the dance industry out here in LA, and then she worked her way to becoming a huge artist now, and she has like songs with Chris Brown, and I think it would be awesome to have a song with like her type of vibe, but like with a male artist like Chris, someone to collab with like that. You know, something like that along those lines. And I actually recently, it was crazy because I was on, I just did a music video like a month ago for a rapper called The Baby.
Huh.
And he's originally from Charlotte, which is awesome. And he's huge. He's like an A-list rapper. But I recently did a music video. I was in his music video called Bop on Broadway. And I actually got to work with so Danny Lay ended up choreographing it, which was huge. And her choreographer was first in the rehearsal, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, why is Danny Lay's choreographer here? But that's awesome that she's choreographing for it. And then like 30 minutes later, Danny Lay herself walks in, and her choreographer ended up choreographing the entire music video. And so I got to learn from her.
Wow.
And that was just like huge for me because that's something that she's someone I look up to and like love to watch perform and stuff. So
that is amazing. You also worked with Chuck Maldonado as well, too. 4-time award-winning choreographer, Stomp the Yard, NAACP Image Awards, Chris Brown, and more. And tell us about what's it like working with Chuck Maldonado.
He's amazing. I got started with him back in Charlotte when the boy band that I was dancing for at the time, called TGB, the Gore Boys, their dad, I think he was in the same fraternity, or he knows people that were in the same fraternity as Chuck at A&T, North Carolina, A&T College. And so he had heard about Chuck before and that he was a big choreographer, and he wanted to hire the best of the best to choreograph for his boys. So he reached out to Chuck, and Chuck agreed to do it, and they flew him out to Charlotte. And I was just lucky enough to be, one of the dancers at the time. I got that job through Fusion Force.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, and I was young. I was only like 15 or 16 or something. But Chuck treated us like we were professionals at that time. And I was so new. That was probably my start of a real professional dance job. And he would have us, we would train in the summertime, and it became a thing. For a couple of years, they would fly him out, and we would have a boot camp, a rehearsal boot camp for 3 weeks, and we would do it, and we would wake up at 7, 8 a.m. and have rehearsal till like 5 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
to really get us like trained how the industry dancers do here in LA. And so that was like amazing to be a part of. And he's like my family now. Like ever since I moved out to LA, like I always take his class still. He teaches every week still out here. I take his class, and it's just amazing to be able to have that experience with him and that knowledge that he's shared with us.
That is so fantastic. And just a couple of people you've worked with as well, too. You worked with the Gore boys, and you performed with singer Brayden Taylor in the Virgin Islands. And tell us about working with those two.
Yeah, so, well, TGB is, they're like my family now. And we've gotten to do so many fun music videos with them for like, you can look on my YouTube, their YouTube, but we've done a lot of cool little music videos with them. And then Brayden Taylor, that's when I got to work with Drace Reed. He was the choreographer for Brayden. And that was a lot too. We would rehearse like every week for that. Brayden would have shows. We went on like a small little like school tour where he would perform at like middle schools and high schools around Charlotte. And in like surrounding cities and stuff. There was one time when we traveled to Joplin, Missouri, is that it? I think. Yeah, we traveled to Joplin with him, and we performed. And actually, we got to meet up with Zay and Zavion, Zay Hilfiger. He created the song Juju on That Beat. It's like a really famous little dance that everyone was doing at the time. This was like 3 years ago. But yeah, so we got to meet them and like dance with them, and that was really fun. But yeah, when we went to the Virgin Islands, that was amazing. We got to be on this little like TV show called Icon of the Islands.
Wow.
And I never even saw if it like actually aired. I'm assuming it did, but we didn't even ever really get to see that. But we were Brayden was one of the performers on the show. So it was kind of like a little talent contest. And so he performed, and we got to dance with him. So that was really fun. Got to stay in a nice hotel in the Virgin Islands and just explore the island, and it was a lot of fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun. And what's coming up for Kristen Schalk in 2020? We'll find out in just a minute. Listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on themikewagnershow.com. You can check our Facebook page at facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, Apple, Deezer, Stitcher, Shoutbox, Outcast, and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. And you can also have Alexa play The Mike Wagner Show. Just say, Alexa, play The Mike Wagner Show, and also listen to Mike Wagner Show on your iPhone, smartphone, and your Android as well, all of your tablet and your laptop computer. We're here with Kristen Schalk, dancer, singer, and songwriter from Charlotte, now living in Hollywood, California. We talked about her experiences with working with a number of great people, great singers, great dancers, and how she got started. I mean, this woman is just amazing. And, just lastly here, we'd like to have her back on again soon. Kristen, you've been fantastic. What are your plans for 2020?
Oh my gosh, I want to just continue to dance and sing and keep training in both areas. First, dance-wise, one of my goals is to hopefully get signed to an agency out here in LA. Most of my jobs I get I get all the dance jobs I book are on my own, just through connections I've made out here, so that's great. But I think an agent would definitely help that, so that's a goal of mine. Singing wise, I want to just continue to write and collab with other artists and producers and create more of my own music. And I just want to keep creating really cool content. And I think a lot of big things will happen in 2020.
It sounds great as well too. And what do you consider most defining moment in your career?
Ooh,
up to this date.
I think my just moving to LA in general, and like when I booked like my first music video out here, like legit music video, that was like a real defining moment, because I was like, oh wow, like this can really happen. Like my dreams are really coming true right now. And then even, recently when I booked the music video for The Baby, that was huge too, because that was like one of the biggest artists I've ever, worked for. So it's really cool to see.
That is amazing too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
I would definitely have to say Chuck Maldonado, and Tom Hill. And I also want to give, for singing, Big Mike from Day 26. He is a huge, because I started taking my first voice lessons with him back in Charlotte, and he's going back on tour right now, so it's just incredible to see. But yeah, those are just a few, and Drace Reed, of course, and yeah, I feel like I can't just name one person. Like, there's so many people. It really takes a village. Like, it's not just one person. And then, of course, my parents, because, like, they're the ones who push me all the time and challenge me all the time to, keep going and keep growing. So, yeah.
And that's a fantastic thing. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
I would say stay focused. And don't let like outside distractions get you down, or things are going to get you down, but just always keep going. Even if you're feeling down about things and things aren't going your way, just if you keep going and be like persistent, then things are always, they're going to work out how they're supposed to.
And that's very something to keep in mind as well, too. Kristen, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. We've been talking to Kristen Schalk. Her website is KristenSchalk.com. And before we go here, we'd love to have you back on in 2020 with some updates here. Tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people watch your dancing and possibly your singing?
Yes, so you can follow me on Instagram. I post most of my dance and singing videos on there right now. It's at Kristen Schalk. And then my YouTube is Kristen Schalk, and I also have my website, I think, is like, I have to double check that. I think it's KristenSchalk.com or something like that.
Yeah, yes, it is. That's right. KristenSchalk.com. I've got it written down for you.
Perfect. Yes. So all those things. Yeah.
That is amazing. And Kristen, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. Looking forward to having you in soon. And please do us a favor. Keep this up to date. Love you have back on sometime down the road in 2020.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor FM, Radio Public, and themikewagnershow.com. Please support our program with your donations at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again next time for another great episode of The Mike Wagner Show.